Stream recording quickly because I forgot. So yeah, definitely possible long here, but I just don't. I'm not really a big fan of it after failing the daily and the weekly. However, if you took the AI charting tools off, yeah, you could probably. Is quite close, decently close, decently close. What else is looking pretty decent today? Solana's still kind of like holding above that support. It's kind of got a block of support in between 120 and 124. Quite a high area. Yeah, currently finding some resistance on September at the moment. There's not really a trade on here actually at the moment. Obviously, the long was Q2, which you would be taking profit on right now. I don't know if I wouldn't short that personally at the moment. Possibly actually on the failure of that daily, but it's just not. It's just not really that clear cut or nice, in my opinion. I don't even really want to look at this sort of stuff. Let's look at Hype, Farcoin, and I want to look at some of the memes that I haven't looked at in ages. So yeah, that didn't play out, and we'll take this one off now that we've closed above it. Nice man. I'm still in my hype long, you know, that I accumulated in between. It wasn't up at 20. It was actually in between. It was from here. It was from here down to here. It was in this box, and I kind of just had to hold for a bit of pain down here. I actually didn't buy any down there, but yeah, it's only a 3x cross long. So hey, Brummy, what's up? Pax G, yes, the quant, the quant. But yeah, oh, this is actually we kind of missed it. We kind of just missed it. Put that on. Yeah, we just missed it. If I was looking at this probably at 7 or 8 a.m. this morning, which were these two candles, that would be a really nice short. I bet that's popped in. Nah, not quite. I think that would have been a nice short because you could have caught it there and put your stop, yeah, like 2% perfect, and then the reward 7, 8 to 10% perfect trade actually in my opinion. But yeah, not really anything there actually at the moment. I think that's just going to come down and test like 15.8, 15.4, maybe 14.9. But yeah, hope that's good. Excuse me. I'm a little bit tired this morning. I slept in. A little bit tired. Pax G. I literally got up like 40 minutes ago. Lol. Pax G, okay. Nice. Your bot be doing its thing. This thing is like a. This is a weird chart, but. No, it's not a weird chart actually. It just looks like gold. So. Ooh, maybe a short. Don't recommend shorting gold. Oh yeah, it's gold, isn't it? I mean, just looking at this chart though. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that actually either. I mean, the percentage move on this is pretty horrible. So Just wait for another long. I mean, yeah, there was actually a long, again, 8 a.m. this morning on this candle. And we seem to be gaining this at the moment, so we'll see. It might just squeeze in between there and there for a little bit and the daily. All in all, I guess this is a pretty safe coin. Let me just see what it's done since here. Yeah, it's obviously tied to gold. It's not bad. Actually, that's a month and a half. Missed the hype short by $41. $41 is quite a lot. I'm joking. Need to stop the round numbers and amateur hour. Yeah. And the percents aren't great, but do big size, 0.75% stop loss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can like half port that shit. You can definitely half port that shit. Not that I would recommend half porting anything, but yeah, that weekly's untested, so potentially very interesting. I think maybe something more like that actually, if you're trying to look for a long. That that's probably way better. Because I do think that this has potential to start like a tiny little downtrend here. If that fails there, then we've got this low. This is a low from the high, and then we'll have a lower high here, and then we could potentially come back down into this. That would be nice. But, gold's just going to go, so don't bet on it. Zeus is right, don't short that. Not bad, not bad. Jack asking a question regarding Thumpcase's stablecoin stack methodology. Do you know how it works? No, I actually haven't. I don't know what that is actually. Take me home. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that actually. Maybe someone else in here is more familiar with it. But yeah, let's have a look at Fartcoin. I think we should look at some meme coins this weekend, guys, because it's Easter weekend. So let's have a bit of fun. Let's have a bit of fun. Yeah, so Fartcoin, I think we were talking about this as a potential area, obviously, to short, but I just didn't really see the most clear cut opportunity with a nice amount of risk. Just because this is like, for example, from February up to here is a 10% range. So, like, you're really going to be sweating if you, like, ladder in between February and yearly open, as that's 5%. But yeah, we have dumped, of course, and we're currently underneath the weekly open, so it's potential that that could bearishly retest over this weekend. Especially as I bet all the plebs are going to be trying to long this on the way down, which would make sense. Also, I don't know if we should take that from the local, but that's obviously still in play. There might even be a really local one there from Feb as well. So yeah, but again, this is like a 5% range. You could maybe do that on 2x or 3x if you've got big cojones. But yeah, also the risk is not that good down here either because it's probably just going to come down to there. So I'm not that interested in it, to be fair, to take an actual trade. It's just a little bit. It's a bit too risky for me. It's a little bit too risky. I'd rather like to accumulate a large long on 3x than try and short it. Because this is getting absorbed. Look, 1, 2, 3, area 4. I mean, if we do come up again, it'll be 5 and it'll probably get rejected. Interesting though. Could possibly break soon. Let's go to this old list. Who remembers this list? This list is from the days of the 3 minute charts, trying to scalp it out when I first started streaming. So Bonk's just going flat at the moment. Currently above the daily open. This is obviously heavy support. That's also broken the high, so there's also a possible Stuber from here, which I like. Uh, then let's just see what the range is. Yeah, the range is fine. You can have your stop at 2% on 5x. I quite do kind of like that. You can ladder in between 1175 and I guess like nearly around here 118 and 119 ish. Not too bad, not the worst. And then yeah, it will probably come up to like maybe like there or a little bit lower. Nah, I like the first one. If we do come back up, and then that'll be a short from there to there. Slightly more amicable than Fartcoin. Potentially interesting. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask about a liquidation indicator. I've noticed that you get different lines when you're on different time frames. Is that how it's supposed to work? Yeah, it's how it's supposed to work. Or they'll also be slightly different for different charts because different exchanges have different prices and liquidity levels. So yeah, what else are we looking at? With With actually has a nice little pocket in between sort of like this demand and this daily. I don't know if we'd get back down into it again. If we did, it would probably be like a little just ping on that and then that. But yeah, this looks semi decent for a possible long. Hold on, I'm just getting a message. Yeah, so this is actually something which is quite nice. Potentially whiff on the weekend for a long up to Q2. Yeah, 10%. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm on the 4 hour time frame. I usually see a lot of lines. The minute I drop down to the 1 minute time frame, I don't see anything. I don't understand then how the liquidation metric works then. If you think about it, on a larger time frame, you're going to get more data and there's going to be more liquidity. So on the smaller time frames, there's obviously going to be less liquidations. It's only going to be the really immediate 50 and 100 X's. But you should be able to see at least like the yellow and the orange lines on the 1 minute, which are the most immediate high leverage liquidations. When you're on the 4 hour, you're obviously going to see. If you turn on, look, this might help you actually a lot. If you turn on the, where's the table? Table here. If you turn on this table, it will tell you which color which color means what, and also it's going to depend on what chart you're on. So make sure. I think it works better on perp rather than spot. If you're on a spot chart, it might not read as good. I'd recommend using it on like a perp chart. But yeah, some of the data is a little bit janky because it might depend on what exchange you're on as well, with how much liquidity they have and what coin as well. So if you're on like a coin like Neroeth, which has like weird liquidity, it might, yeah, it will be a bit like that. It still comes out quite well. And it's more to just mark out sort of like potential areas as well. So like that is an area that you could box off. This is obviously an area that you could box off. There's another area right here that you could box off. Yeah, this is going to be the really immediate stuff that we're probably going to take. Yeah, and then on the 1 minute, nothing. Try going to the 3 minute. There you go. And that's the really immediate stuff, and it's quite far away. It's because you're very zoomed in. But yeah, that will be like the immediate liquidation stuff. And this also actually potentially interesting that the liquidations is down there. Interesting. That would be something that like you could possibly set orders on, because if we do get a failure of the daily open here, and then it comes back down and it wants to take the liquidity, it'll be like a quick wick into that, and it'll go like that again. Stuff like that I kind of do like, because you can just like, that's obviously in big demand, 2% range on something that could move 10% up. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Anyway, I think we do have a more in-depth video on liquidations as well, made by Viking, the old daddy Viking. Prabhu, what's going on, man? Can you look at Sol and FTM? Yeah, I think we had a look at Sol earlier. Let's do FTM. No, Sonic. No, wait, can I do FTM? FTM, USD, crypto, yeah, nice. Wait, ooh. Okay, nice. So yeah, double bottom. It looks quite similar to most alts. Currently underneath the Q2 though, showing a bit of weakness. Obviously, this was the lit grab. This is a perfect lit grab right here, right into the failure, and then failed the weekly and the Q2. This is what's going to keep you down right here. So I'm leaning more towards down on this at the moment. The really easy way to see this would be this chart's actually a bit janky. I don't really like it. What chart you trade? What are you trading on? It's SUSDT. SUSDT. Wait, what? USDT. What, that? Should get the perp chart out as well. Alright, let's go and buy a bit. That's way better. Way better. So yeah, same thing as I was saying. Whoops. Same thing I was saying, and it's just going really flat and sideways at the moment, like everything else is. Actually, that lit grab was only on that chart that I was on. But yeah, we've double bearishly retested this low there, and we've failed to get above weekly open or Q2. I think this is going to go down. This is not looking nearly as strong as Sol. However, we do have a bit of hidden bullish. Just a little bit. And that will probably maybe bull div again if we get a low. It's all going to be about the closes, really. Like, if you get some closes underneath there, it's probably going to bearishly retest this. But then again, you might bull div as well. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards down on this, just because of this test. But it's potential that it could hold sort of like this. Like there. Kind of just in the middle of nowhere for me personally. The 4-hour doesn't look bad, but yeah, just needs to gain that. If it gains that, goes up into here and gains that, we're gonna go up to Feb. That's like the more high probability trade. Right now, yeah, it's just not. It's just not doing it for me. So we actually already had a look at Sol, but we can have a look again. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Just as long as we're above, this is all just gonna be consolidation, and I think it's gonna hold. I think Sol has a lot of buying pressure at the moment. Whoops, it's too far. Sol has a lot of buying pressure at the moment, and let me get a fresh chart. In the short term, there's actually not. I mean, you could. I would more lean towards logging something like that. If you can get in between. Let me just have some water. If you can get in between May and Q2, yeah, potentially a long. That's way better. That water. There's just not really a whole lot at the moment, which is why we were looking at some of these meme coins like Bohm. We're gonna look at Bohm, Floki, Whiff, Ponky. Ponky, man, I used to love Ponky. Where's Ponky? Is this it? Yeah. Like, this has actually done a gain of the weekly open. Hidden bullish, green dot, nice. Go down to the hourly. Yeah. Nothing too amazing on this either, actually. Bohm had a nice little pop. Ooh. So yeah, that did the gain and had a nice little pop. What's the percentage move on this? 10%. Yeah, see, this is kind of what you want to be trading on the weekend. I took a short daily open on Sol. Yeah, fair. I mean, I was looking at that earlier today, but it's kind of gone. It was going to be literally there, that candle or that candle. So yeah, you're definitely right to do that because your stop can be literally just like 1%. And then you can take it down to here 2.5, 3.7 ish, and then like yeah, down to weekly open and May and Q2 as your like final TP if you do get that. I like it. I like it. It's just if I was on the charts 2 hours ago, I probably would have taken that as well. So nice. That's a nice little scalp. But Bohm, okay, Bohm. I don't like that. I mean, yeah, this is just a bit there of potentially longing. if it does come back down into it. If it comes back down to it, it'll probably go quite shallow and then do like another go. We've probably got like a 4 hour around there, which it will stop at, and then Q2. Yeah, bang on the 4 hour. That's actually struggling right now. That's actually struggling. And we're getting the red dot on the 1 hour. Yeah, if that 4 hour closes in the next hour underneath there, it's potentially a short, actually. Potentially a very nice short that's in the band. That also got caught. It's probably going to come down a bit too quick though in this next hour, and then you're going to miss it. So it'll be like this candle will probably go like that, which is a breaker structure on the micro, and then you'd probably be looking for a short anywhere back up here between there. Just to take it down to the weekly open, and then you could even long that. So yeah, not bad, not bad. Don't mind that. Let's have a look at Brett. I had a look at this in yonks. Brett 4 hours. I didn't even read the chat. I just instinctively knew. Brett 4 hours. Yeah, we're just gonna do a bunch of charting for this Easter weekend because I think it's gonna be. Do you think AI coins will come back? Yeah, I do. I think AI is gonna be the one. It's gonna be the one, man. Tau. Fet's a bit old now, but I do like Fet. Just anything AI really, which is pretty decent. I think if you, sorry, excuse me. I haven't had any coffee or no energy drink this morning, so I'm yawning all over the gaff. They look wrecked at the moment. Yeah, what doesn't look wrecked at the moment though? If you're talking about like Griffin and Arc Soul and stuff, then maybe not. But if I'm talking like Tau, Fet, isn't Injective's not AI, but then yeah, I think they'll come back. So Brett. This looks really good. Yeah, this looks really good. Let me just have a look at this on the daily. Yeah, that's holding. I mean, okay, so first of all, we're holding this, which is really good. Really, really good to see. Which just so happens to be the weekly open. Q2 is untested. This is an area that you want to potentially long this and the supply. Especially if you like wick down into it. Holding this is obviously really good on the weekly, and then this, what we just did just then, is the level to gain. Because if I go back to the daily, if you were to gain that on the daily, that this is going to go up to there. So that's what you're watching out for, really. It could take a while. It could just mess up out around here for a bit. But I actually like that. This is obviously going to be heavy resistance though. So it's going to it might take a little bit to gain it, but I do like the initial reaction off the lows. Of course we are still in a downtrend until we gain that. I just have to say that every time because high, lower low, lower high so far, but we are holding this, so potentially very interesting. Let's delete that stuff now. Actually not looking too bad. Ooh. This thing moves as well, so like if you longed the weekly open, you would have already got a 10% move, 12% move off it. Yeah, man. I would I wouldn't long it here. I would try long it there with a tight stop, and then if we did get to the Q2, I would look for a hold of level. If not, I would try sort of hit here, or yeah, just that little nub somewhere in there. I wonder what that range is. 5%. I hate when it's like that. If it's 3%, fine. 5% is a little bit annoying. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Thought you like it. Got to roll raffles for Singapore. Sling, catch you later, bud. Have a good one, brother. Nice to see you. Have a good time in Singapore. Gonna be over there soon. Singapore, Malaysia. But yeah, I mean, again, it's gonna be pretty low volume, so not a whole lot going on. If anyone has anything else to potentially look at, I'll just have a look at a couple of other of these shitties and then probably bounce out. I've got cool at actually I got a bounce in like 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. So Sundog, potentially failing March at the moment with this 4 hour candle. I don't really like that. Um, yeah, that broke the low. It's a little bit janky on some of these things. Yeah, I don't like that. No, I don't like that either. I don't like that posture. It's a little bit. It does look a little bit like it could short it, but what's that? 2% stop. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, but not clear cut. What else? Did we have a look at width? Yeah, we did. What about Mew? He's a Mewer. Jack, how do you dare stream on this holy of days? Yeah, I know, man. But I wanted to do a little Easter stream, little Easter setup. All the normies going to be trading their shitties, so can take some money from the kids for Easter eggs. But yeah, I'm going to stream on Monday as well, probably. Resurrect my account. Yeah, I'm trying to give you guys many setups over this weekend where you can set alerts on and potentially catch some interesting trades. That's why I'm on these shitties because I don't think the market's gonna. I don't think the mainstream market's gonna move that much. Yeah, you could short this on the Q2 as well. Mm, actually, yeah, I don't really like that. Look at these moves though on stuff like this. 45% from here to here, 40% from here to here, 80%. Like that's what we're looking for, aren't we? This is what we're looking for. Yeah, that's a decent little pocket. What's the range on that? Nah, fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. Don't like that either. We had a look at Neroith. Neroith. Have I missed my any big setups you mentioned? Yeah. I guess we'll do a little quick rundown. The shitties in my Phantom wallet need a miracle, bro. I don't even have anything in my Phantom wallet. It all got drained. That was ages ago though. Just before that was before I became a mentor. Just before. I remember I was in the chat though, going, "I got drained from the Jupiter airdrop. Fuck Phantom. Like, I hate Phantom. I got drained from inside the Phantom app. They were like, claim your Jupiter airdrop because obviously I was using Sol heavily in like 2020 and 2021, so I got a nice airdrop, bro. Like nice, like it was a few grand. And then yeah, it was like inside the Phantom app. Like when they give you they have that like they have like it's not ads, but it's like that rolling thing with like new stuff. It'll be like this is new or this is coming or this is whatever. And then yeah, I claimed it, and then 2 days later I just got fucking drained. I was like, what? What? How? Funny. Funny, funny days. It's only a few grand though, luckily. I've lost worse trading, so I lost like fucking like multiple ETH and lots of Bitcoin perp trading when I was a shit trader last bull market. I was just like 10x longing my whole like ETH stack and my whole Bitcoin stack on perps on Bybit, and I was like, what the making money initially because the market was just pumping. Yeah, those are the days. Those are the good old days. I was at uni getting fucked up as well. Anyway, yeah, probably the best thing that I've seen is Bone. Bone for short, but you want to wait for this 4 hour. This is perfectly in the band on this like swing. I like those two 4 hour candles. What you kind of want to see is you want to wait for the close, and then on this hourly, yeah, you kind of already got it on the hourly here. You got the double wick and then the W reversal. But if this then were to just break structure on the micro time frame, so like underneath here, and then you could even pull a fib from there to there, or it will just come up like somewhere in there, something like that, and short that back down to the weekly open, and then obviously long this weekly open, which there is also another Stuber. I quite like that, and I think yeah, if this is showing volume, which it is, because it's pumped. Today it did 10%, which is nice. You kind of want to look for coins with a bit of volume. I think potentially you could catch two really nice trades on this, like a 8% move and then like a whatever move if you're trying to long it. So yeah, that looks pretty decent. Um, there's also a Stuber here on the daily open. I don't know if that's gonna hit, but it's just a potential thing to look out for, especially if we don't hit Q2 now. If we don't hit Q2 now and come back down, it's probably gonna do that on the next go, unless obviously the market starts doing market things. So that's not bad as well. Did we look at Brett? Yeah, but it's a little bit janky. Brett looks good. This is like more of a higher time frame play. That we're holding this weekly and this swing from all the way back down in here. The play really is to gain this on a daily time frame, and then you can accumulate a low leverage position because this has a really high ceiling, like 120, 130, 140, 150% if you were to gain that. But that's not ready yet. That's not really in the short term for this weekend. So yeah, let's take that off. Yeah, apart from that, not a whole lot from me actually. Popcat, there was actually potentially a long here from here to here. If you really want to do something, it just came below and then closed above. So you could actually market smash that right now, and then put your stop at 2%. So on 5x max, maybe 4x with 2%. That's potentially something, but again, you'd probably only be looking at 3.5% up to the weekly open for initially, and yeah, it's just looking a little bit. The risk to reward's not great on this trade. you're kind of forcing it a little bit. It's not really what I like to take. But yeah, it's definitely something. If you wanted to try and get something, we are in the band as well. It's not bad. It's not bad. I just don't like I just don't like the failure of one, this daily, and two, this weekly. Which means if we come back up, we're probably gonna, it's just like the rest of the world's not great. But then again, if we took the auto charting tools off, doesn't look too bad. Can you take a look at AVAX? What do you think on ARC? What do you think about using the pivot lines in the AI charting tools? I actually don't know. Should we turn that on? Simple. Are those just pivot points? So they're basically just like W reversals. Oh no. What are they? What are these? I haven't really tested these out. Are they different on different time frames? Let's have a look. Uh, no, I need that on. I guess this kind of just works like support and resistance. Yeah, they look pretty clean. The reason I don't use it is because I can just eyeball it. I mean, it's just go on the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, they obviously hit there, there, there. It's not bad. It's actually not bad. It's just too many for me. You might as well use support and resistance, no? You just use like 4 hour SR. That might be better. But I actually haven't done that much testing on the pivot points just because it just clutters my chart a little bit. But they seem to hit quite nicely. Like there, bang, bang on. Lots of action in here. Bang on, bang on. I'm guessing that orange is resistance one, and yellow is kind of support. They basically just work as SR. Not bad though. Could definitely test it out on the lower time frames because they look like they hit right to the dot. So let's just see it on the 15-minute. Yeah, that one literally hit perfectly to the dot. Interesting. I think it might distract me from my trades though. You definitely can use it though. These are all really good. The AI charter tools is the best indicator you could probably ever find. It's literally it's worth 80% of your subscription just on this alone. AVAX, ARC, TIA. Yeah, TIA. I've actually been looking to try and maybe accumulate a little bit more because I'm down 70% on my trade. So, so what was it? ARC, AVAX. Let's do AVAX. Where's AVAX? It's not here. Just type it in AVAX. Yeah, so I feel like stuff like AVAX is not really gonna move that heavy. Actually, let's get the Nance chart out this weekend. But yeah, this is at least holding its Q2. At least. I actually retested the weekly open. I mean, you really want to hold this, just this area in between the Q2 and that. Where we wicked in here, that's where you want to hold. If you don't hold that, I think we're going to do a full retest of the lows. and then you can get your Stuber out and just do like something like that, and then try long, literally that little nub there. I don't know why I keep calling it nub. This little thing here, you just try long that. If we do get the breakdown, as of right now, I mean, it looks fine. It kind of looks like Sol. And if I go back to my actual chart, where I have the weekly swing on, is that a weekly swing? No, that's the daily. And delete that. You'll see that we try to do the gain. We kind of have done the gain. It's a little bit messy, but we have done it as of right now. We have done it. This is all the way back in here. So yeah, you just really want to hold that this little box here, that little thing. You don't want to drop this Q2 now. If you drop that Q2, you go in 17.65, and then you're gonna go back down to the lows where you could try and relong it. And if not, you're gonna go up to September, March, hopefully, like that. That's probably what it looks like right now. Looks just like a slightly weaker Sol, but I still quite like it. I'm looking at short on AVAX, can't short daily open. I mean, what, are you just scalping? I didn't. What? You must be in the 3 minute or something like this. I don't. I wouldn't. I mean, you can try, bro. Personally, it wouldn't be for me. I would rather. I would actually rather long that up into here. But it really just depends on what kind of trade you're going for. What's your leverage? What's your stop? Like, if you have your plan and you execute it fine, doesn't mean it can't work. Like I know Zeus and Stu always talk about their that time when they were on stream and they took opposite sides of the trade at the same time. They longed and short and they both made money. So it's all about your plan, your risk, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd short that. Just the reason why I wouldn't short that is because where's it going to take you? What, back down into there? Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's done the gain so far. And there's just, yeah, there's a lot of support down here as well, in between this box. It depends. If you're trying to scalp it out, then be my guest. I don't really like that though. AVAX, Arc Sol, right? With the Arc Sol, we'll do tier. So Arc Sol, sad times for this. Needs to gain 405 to have any chance of coming higher. Right now, it's actually not looking the worst. It's probably balanced on the 618 down here. Oops. Come on, mate. Come on. Not quite, not quite. Not quite on the 618. It's kind of bull divvying a little bit. Man, I don't really know what to say on this actually. It's just in this like scummy little range. We get a fresh chart out. Let's do arc on. Let's get the Mexi chart out maybe. No, 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 not that. Coinex. Okay, fine. Yeah. So the Q4 is the level to gain. holding the weekly open so far. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. It's not the worst at all. It's just not the best either. It's in a sad places arc. I think it will do a mega bounce sometime, maybe possibly. Yeah, I do agree. It just needs to gain that Q2 or Q4. It just like if you see like that. Oh, what is that? If you see this, then yeah, then you could just accumulate this whole area, just for accumulation. Because if it does pump, it's probably not going to get past this on the first go, and you will have more. You have a chance to like accumulate here. Right now, you're kind of like risking it, just being under these levels. If you wanted to take like a trade, like a scalpy trade sort of thing up to there, then it's possible. But it's just not. It's just not very attractive, isn't it? Needs to get a couple tequila shots in me to start looking at it like that. Tia, yes. Tia, Tia, Tia. Right. Tia USDT dot P. So yeah, let's put on. Let's just put that on, and then we'll come back down here. Right. Yeah, we're literally on the. We're literally on the all-time low, and we bull div them daily. Um, I want to see this gain the weekly open, and then yeah, it's gonna be good to go. But right now it just looks sad. I want to accumulate more just because I feel like it's probably bottomed around here, just around this swing. But again, we're just in a heavy downtrend, aren't we? And it's just like it's just looking a bit sad. Yeah, we've tested that. That's tested. That's tested. That's tested. Everything's tested. Everything's tested. It just needs to do a gain. Where does Tia go from here if Bitcoin hits a bear market, bro? I don't even. This thing can go. This thing can go down another 80%, bro. This thing can go easily go to 50 cent or something. And then like if we hit the bear market, like it will do that, and then this where we are right now, which is that, will be the level to gain for the bull market, and we'll know that if we do that, and it'll probably take like a year or two. Which is why I'm saying like we need to do a game. It's the same on ARK. Like if you're accumulating now, you're kind of risking like holding a bag for 2 years, which I know we all are holding some bags already. But yeah, I mean, I think we do get like a little alt run, just a little one. Even like just into like here or something. Oops. 150%. I'm not asking for much, am I? Not like the 10x that we were doing last cycle. But yeah, everything can do another 80-90% down, especially alts. Do you not get it twisted? But yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Stop my stream.